Hello everyone, and today we'll be doing what if the spinosaurus was in Jurassic World. The same spinosaurus from JP3. So let's see what would happen. Original video was made by Swerve.
Chase occurs with the Indominus Rex. But what if it was something else chasing Zack and Gray? What if it was another super predator instead?
Spinosaurus.
With rage and might. One that was larger than the hybrid dinosaur.
And was
in this
waterproof.
Universe, things don't quite go to plan. As we learn what would have happened if the Spinosaurus was in Jurassic World.
Just like how the Dominus took Rex's place in What If?
Chaos.
Jurassic Park 1.
Containment. Consequences. This isn't an act of sheer will. It's a moment of cataclysmic change, where science creates alternate worlds.
Jurassic World 1 and 3, aka Jurassic World and Jurassic World Dominion, had to be the best Jurassic World movies in the franchise. But still, RIP to the OG Brachiosaurus from 1993 to 2018. You will definitely be missed. What if the Spinosaurus was in Jurassic World?
In this universe, the events of Jurassic Park unfold in largely the same way. The original park is forced to close after a chaotic series of events leave Donald Gennaro, Robert Muldoon, and Ray Arnold all dead. As international genetics is plunged into years of protracted legal conflict, work largely continues on Site B until the island is struck by Hurricane Clarissa, setting into motion the events of InGen's 1997 mission to the island, alongside the subsequent recovery of Eric Kirby in 2001. In this universe, however, things deviate when science takes a far less extreme twist, leading to the development of a deadly carnivore which would join Isla Nublar's menagerie and pose a threat to the visitors should it have ever got loose. As this altered timeline begins to unfold, Dr. Henry Wu begins work on the rebirth of the Spinosaurus in 2000, when he is first contacted by Simon Masrani to begin development work for Jurassic World. From here, Henry Wu is given the scientific freedom to experiment with hybridization for the first ever time, pooling the DNA from different animals to create an altogether different being.
Hold on everybody, I'm just going to put on my headphones. So that way I don't have to hear the rain.
However, Dr. Wu's attempt to do this results in chaos when an uncontrollable hybrid known as the Scorpius Rex is hatched in 2004. Having a close encounter with the animal and almost losing his life in the process, Wu decides to put the hybridization project on pause, instead returning to the amalgamation testing which first piqued his curiosity back in the late 1990s. The Scorpius Rex was ordered to be destroyed by Masrani, and, in this universe, Dr. Wu actually agrees to do just that and doesn't put it into cryogenic freeze, ending the creature's timeline entirely. In 2005, after successfully developing his work with amalgamations, Henry Wu is able to hatch another Spinosaurus, replacing the specimen from Isla Sorna, which died following a deadly encounter with InGen personnel on Site B. The original mission was to acquire samples of the Spinosaurus, which unfortunately went south as he was killed in the process. Conscious that the park is just open to the public, the Tyrannosaurus Rex is allowed to take the spotlight as the park initially opens, with the Spinosaurus planned to be introduced to the island in late 2007 as part of a Cretaceous expansion to Isla Nublar, which also saw the popular attraction Cretaceous Cruise open and allow visitors to get up close and personal to some of the island's herbivores. During this time, a new paddock was constructed, which the Spinosaurus would eventually call home, Paddock 10.
Hi, I'm Harmon Bangu, Conservative Party of BC.
Oh,
candidate
come
for
on.
Langley Abbotsford. Amy's
But really,
Paddock 10.
what was the real dino
Satisfied
in
with the
Paddock
success of
10?
his
Because,
amalgamation testing,
as
Henry
we all
Lee
know,
returned
the
to testing
T-Rex
his
was in
abilities to create a
Paddock
dinosaur of two
9,
dinosaurs,
and the
eventually
Indominus
seeking
was
to
in
introduce
Paddock
the Indominus
11.
Rex to the park.
So,
This animal was held in
so in this
secret until it
universe,
raised to adulthood,
Spinosaurus
with its
was
birth
in
in
Paddock
2009
10,
being
while
classified to
Rexy
only
was
the
in
highest
Paddock
level
9,
personnel present
and
on these Lanubla.
the
Whilst
Indominus
the hybrid
were,
was
and
developed in secret,
Spinosaurus,
the Spinosaurus
I mean,
continued to be a hit with the public.
the
for its
Indominus
aggressive,
was in
modulated behavior
11.
often leading to chilling encounters with the public. But on more than one occasion, ACU operatives had to be deployed to evacuate the viewing log used to view the animal after the aggressive behavior of the Spinosaurus cracked the glass.
Oh no.
Eventually, the decision was made to remove the viewing gallery from the Spinosaurus paddock altogether, with the animal deemed to have been too volatile to be displayed to the public in this way. The animal became a background addition to the park, ultimately biding its time, whilst Claire Deering pondered a new way to make the star attraction accessible to the public once more. In this world, Claire Deering is never given the opportunity to discover how to better monetize the Spinosaurus, as an altogether different Jurassic World incident occurs. The decision was made that the Spinosaurus should be taken away from its paddock, and whilst being transported to the restricted section of the island to be stored in a confined paddock similar to the Toro de Carnotaurus, a Jurassic World veterinarian makes the grim mistake of giving the Spinosaurus too low of a dose of tranquilizer.
Oh
The
no.
animal wakes up in the middle of transportation and causes chaos, killing several ACU personnel in the process. In this universe, chaotic irony is potent as it is in every other universe, as this breakout takes place next to one of Isla Nublar's power substations. With the power to the restricted zone disrupted as the substation is destroyed during the Spinosaurus' chaotic breakout, the power in the restricted zone fail completely. Across the zone, Owen Grady and two members of park personnel attempt to escape the Indominus Rex paddock before realizing that the power outage means they cannot close the gates, and the animal is now free to roam the island and cause havoc. With both the Indominus
Oh
Rex and
crap.
Spinosaurus now loose on the island, they're destined to meet when Zack and Gray decide to go off-road in the gyrosphere. Coming across
This
a
would
dead
not be
corpse of
good
the
in the real
Indominus,
movie
they're
if
suddenly
the
fearing for their
Spinosaurus did
lives as the
this.
Indominus Rex attacks them and almost takes their lives by smashing the gyrosphere in half. During this chaotic outcome, the gyrosphere breaks, but the Indominus Rex is rushed by the Spinosaurus after he overheard all of the commotion. An epic brawl entails between the two super predators as the battle of dominance begins. Despite them being the two strongest and largest theropod creatures Dr. Wu has ever made, the amalgamations were just enough to edge out the hybridizations as the Spinosaurus takes charge of the battle. Being able to move his arms in free will, he utilizes this a lot better than the Indominus, and ultimately claws away at the creature while biting down on the neck. Eventually, the Spinosaurus successfully snaps the neck of the Indominus Rex and pushes her down to the ground. As her lifeless body lays there, Zack and Gray finally find time to escape through the small hole in the gyrosphere. However, the Spinosaurus catches sight of this and witnesses the two teenagers escape out of the tree line. The Spinosaurus then follows them. The children jump into the water below the waterfall in an attempt to hide from the Spinosaurus. But little did they know that the Spinosaurus was semi-aquatic and built for the water.
Yeah,
The
that.
Spinosaurus makes his way down to the river's edge, places his snout in the water, and awaits any movement. Unfortunately for Zack and Gray, they can only hold their breath for so long, and so they perish at the jaws of the Spinosaurus. Time then moves on as the dead carcass of the Indominus Rex is left behind, and the Spinosaurus heads into Main Street in search for his original home, Paddock 10, and a larger water source, the Mosasaurus Lagoon. During the chaos that was occurring during the evacuation, some very careless workers accidentally instructed Paddock 9 to open up, allowing Rexy to leave her exhibit. During this, the Rex and the Spinosaurus lock eyes on Main Street, leading up to a gripping final battle, with the Spinosaurus finalizing as the victor, despite already being damaged earlier on. But during all of this, the battle was onlooked by some personnel. As the surviving members of the Jurassic World team evacuate the island, an ACU team observe the battle with the two theropods on Main Street, and one notes down the Spinosaurus's unusual ability to win the fight. Retrieving a mobile phone out of his pocket, the trooper makes a phone call which would change this universe forever. A year later, in 2016, a mission to recover some DNA from the specimen of the Spinosaurus, which was seen taking down the Indominus Rex and Rexy, two of Dr. Wu's deadliest creations. After an initial hitch which sees the recovery team rescue a group of 6 children stranded on the island, eventually they are able to isolate the specimen and tranquilize it properly, transporting the deadly Spinosaurus back to a new home at Lockwood Manor, where Eli Mills awaits its arrival. In this universe, the Indoraptor was never the intention, but instead, the Spinoraptor was made. But what would have happened next in this universe? Would the Spinoraptor cause more havoc than the Indoraptor? Or would Dr. Wu's future hybrid projects end up being a success? For now, all we can ask is, what?
And would Dr. Wu make would Dr. Wu make a second Rexy in this universe? Who knows? But all we can ask is, what if? Okay, everybody, so don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye. I meant to say leave.